there's a rumor going around that they talked to him about playing Boba Fett in a Boba Fett movie because they're doing some Star Wars spin-off movie is coming next year.
What?
And the rumor forever, like that's Christmas 2016.
Yeah.
We're getting another Star Wars movie.
Yeah, that's right.
That isn't episode 8.
It's not an episode. It's just a
It's
standalone.
a spin-off. And they haven't said what it is. The rumor forever was that it was about Boba Fett.
Well, what was that Boba Fett
And now
game
the
they
newest
canceled?
thing, 1313 or whatever.
Yeah.
But
They want to save it for that movie.
there are a lot of things saying that they talked to Michael Fassbender about being Boba Fett, which is really funny because it's not supposed to be. It's supposed to be a clone of that guy.
That guy from New Zealand.
And it really goes
like...
to show you, as soon as Disney... I'm waiting for the announcement. As soon as Disney swooped in and bought Star Wars, anything to do with the prequels was over.
Oh, really?
The Clone Wars show was canceled. It was shelved immediately. Yeah. Anything to do with prequel anything was pulled, and they were like, what? What are you talking about? And with that rumor going around that it's him, I'm waiting to hear that Disney has, like, denounced the
They just go like they're not canon.
Like, those are not part of the story anymore. Or something like that.
Oh, my God.
How do you make those not
have
canon,
this
though?
gut,
That's crazy.
I just have this gut feeling. I don't know.
It's going to be
Seems
like,
weird.
Over time, stuff doesn't need to make so much sense.
That's
like,
true. That's true.
Batman has been around for 90 years now, and it's like they have him as a caveman. They have him in, like, Gothic England.
Russia.
Russia, Elseworld stuff, alternate dimension stuff. I can totally see Star Wars turning into the same thing, where it's like, there's B dimension of Star Wars, Elseworld Star Wars.
646.
What if Luke Skywalker was a Sith Lord?
What if?
Whoa, what if he was?
Wouldn't it be funny though if Disney if Disney did that where it was like the real prequels part 1, episode
That'd
1,
be so
episode
fucking funny.
1 prime, Anyway,
If they said they're making episode 1 again, would you go see it?
that sounds so funny. Like
remake of
yeah,
episode 1?
yeah,
I feel like
yes,
I feel like it can't be worse, right?
It's not gonna
It can't be worse than what it was.
Remake episode 1. I'd go see that. Yeah. Do it.
Do it. Hey, I'm sure they had the same conversation and went, yeah, but we can't do that. And then someone's like,
why not?
If suddenly they said those prequels are in the trash, Disney's making a new episode 1.
Yeah.
Everyone would be morbidly curious.
I would go see it.
And fuck it. What are they gonna do?
Yeah, throw it away. Never happened. Here we go. Take 2.
That's so ridiculous.
They did that with the Hulk. Why not do that with Star Wars?
Yeah, throw it out.
That's
throw it out.
crazy.
Start over.
Yeah.
But why not? If it'll make them a truckload of money,
I
why
bet
not?
you. Hey, this is what's gonna happen. 5 years after this new trilogy comes out, they're gonna reboot the whole series, starting with episode 1, and redo all 9 movies with a new cast.
I like the title. Star Wars Episode 1. Why not?
Episode 1, why not? Yeah, they should redo all of them just as one movie.
They're like muttering in my ear.
Star Wars
It's driving me crazy. What?
Hey,
what?
Called Star Wars Episode 0. This is
Put the
crazy.
hat on, fuck it up. That's
What?
fine. It's all fucked up now.
How
He
did I fuck
fucked up his
that?
hair in his fucking head.
Doc-
You put it on, you already fucking broke it. Look at whatever.
Dr. Zim.
Yeah, I don't know.
Keep it or don't. I don't know.
Dr. Zim in the chat says, "What if they kept Episode 1 but redid 2 and 3?" Nah, you're missing the point.
No. Yeah, you're confused.
Yeah, as long as they keep Episode 1, they can redo the other ones. They threw away. They were going to. I saw Jared in the chat mention that they were going to do.
From Subway?
Yeah, he's here. They were going to
Look at him.
do
He's so skinny.
3D re-releases of the prequels.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, if one did good.
Of all of them. Remember they gave that fucking line?
Yeah, it was great.
Oh yeah, if Episode 1 does well, then we'll do the other ones. It's like, shut the
Yikes.
fuck up.
Shut the fuck up.
Anyway,
We're just going to hold the rest hostage. You have to watch the bad ones in order to get the good ones.
so they're doing in Anaheim this year, in April, they're doing Star Wars Celebration, which is the official Star Wars convention. And they just announced the other day, yeah, they did 2 and 3. They were put into 3D, and then Disney bought it and went, we don't give a shit,
We don't
and threw it
care.
away.
Yeah.
And they announced for the convention, they were done. They're not getting put into theaters, so we're just going to show it at the convention.
Oh,
Come and
cool.
watch them. I don't
you
think
want.
there's any cost or anything. It's like, if you want to see 2 and 3, we're just going to loop them in 3D and just come and see.
Wow.
It's like, that's what they were relegated to, is this room in the convention.
You don't even have to pay money.
That'd be fun. You get to see young Anakin slay those sand people.
for
Well, you
1
don't.
second. In 3D.
You don't really get to see it.
That's
they
my
talk.
favorite part,
they
though.
talk about it later.
The noise that it makes.
Yeah.
You could see General Grievous spinning all those lightsabers,
Yeah.
and it's like it's
but
right at
but
you.
then like the wall behind him looks like 15 feet behind
it's
him.
farther away.
farther.
Crazy.
I'll
And
never-
Suddenly it's cool when it
For
was not.
Suddenly, it's cool.
I like when those Tusken Raiders get slaughtered. I like to see Tusken death.
I'll never forget when before episode 1 came out, and there was the hype was at its max, and then there was like, I heard that George Lucas had all these, like Steven Spielberg, all these directors come see Star Wars Episode 1, and the second it was over, they all agreed and said, show it to us again. And now I'm thinking about it, that never happened. There's no way that happened.
Yeah, no one wanted to sit through that again.
No, what happened was those guys were all expecting to love Star Wars. They couldn't believe what they had just watched. And he's like, "What's your opinion of it?" And rather than say it sucked, they all
play it
said,
again.
We need to
"Yeah,
watch that
let's.
again."
I think I need another viewing."
To think about what I'm gonna say for 2 hours.
Yep.
To not hurt George's feelings.
Sorry,
What am I gonna
George.
say? He can ruin me in this business.
Horrible.
The shit. What was I gonna say? We were just talking about it. Oh, the
3D.
killing the guy.
Tusken Raiders.
Grievous, 3D.
Oh, Grievous. Yeah, was another one. It was like they
thought
got
Grievous was a cool
It was like they
character,
got a thrill out of disappointing though. Like yeah. You know what?
You know what?
Could have been.
All
Or
the characters
sort
in
of,
the
whatever.
prequels were interesting ideas,
Darth
and then
Maul
when
was,
you
like, cool,
but then
but
when you
yeah,
get the
just-
final product, it was like,
Yeah.
yeah, that was about 5 minutes of screen time.
Yeah.
And a lot of lightsabers flashing around, and then you're dead.
So
Yeah.
what a lot of people might not even realize, I'm sure a lot of people in the chat have seen this, but there were animated Clone Wars cartoons that took place before Episode 3, before the Episode 3 movie came out.
Yeah.
Yep.
And in the last one, they fight Grievous, and he's this not talking robot thing, and he has 4 lightsabers come out, and he's just a spinning
Those were cool.
fan blade of death, and they're
Yeah,
all just
yeah.
like, how the fuck do we fight this guy? And like a lot of people die trying to fight him, and then at the end Grievous has to go, and Mace Windu finally shows up and goes, wait, what? And as Grievous is getting away, he tries to do a force thing on him, and it breaks Grievous's chest open, and you see like a real heart, and it was like, what the fuck was that? And it breaks his chest open, and Grievous starts like, and they're like, is this thing like living or what? It's a really weird moment. And he flies away, and that's why Episode 3 starts. He's immediately coughing.
He's
But it's like,
damaged.
who-
Which is cool because you had to watch a cartoon to get the cool part to show up to the
Dude.
movie and understand why this guy
Thank
sucks
God
all of a sudden.
fucking
Yeah.
Disney bought it.
And so I remember seeing it again with my brother, and he was just like, "Yeah, his first scene, he's like coughing and shit or whatever." But like, I hope he does some cool stuff like in the cartoon. And it's like every movie had that moment. Grievous pulls out 4 lightsabers and just becomes. I mean, that was really cool. This
Yeah.
guy is a fan blade of death. I don't know how to approach fighting him. And Obi-Wan goes, "Ja!" and his arms are cut off.
Yeah.
It's like,
They should have done the cartoon part in the movie.
and
Yeah.
every one of those movies had something like that where it's like, oh, this is gonna be, it's over.
Yeah, Darth Maul
Darth
with
Maul
the
was just-
two-sided lightsaber.
Yeah, is immediately over. Episode 2, there's a point where now it's whatever now, but at the time we'd never seen anyone with 2 lightsabers. Anakin uses 2 lightsabers for like 1 second. Oh, and cut his arm off.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know, I never thought about this Darth Maul thing. Yeah, the lightsaber gets cut in half, but he had that lightsaber forever.
Yeah.
He always had 2-bladed lightsaber,
Staff, yeah.
and you see it for 30 seconds. I never thought about, it's broken, he has to get a new one. No, it's broken. Like, that was his thing. Whoa.
One
It
of
was
them
it was
broken.
like
One
super
of them.
badass, but then didn't matter at all.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
And
it was
like,
badass.
it should have mattered.
I'm just imagining his whole entire Sith career, if you will.
Yeah.
He
Yeah.
had that.
Yeah.
And we didn't see it until it was broken.
But
Yeah.
that's the prequels in a nutshell.
Yeah.
Is
There's
a
some
cool thing
fan-made
that
films out
it's
there
a
with the,
cool thing that ultimately doesn't matter.
Do you know what? This is such a small moment that no one probably even remembers or talks about. But do you know what was actually the biggest, like each one was, of course, disappointing, whatever. But I remember watching Episode 3, and there was still stuff I liked in it.
Yeah.
I had a much more positive outlook on it when I first saw it than now. Now it's just as bad, I think. But it's got some good parts in it that I like, whatever. But where I actually felt I'm actually like done with fuck these prequels was collectively was in episode 3. And do you remember when Obi-Wan goes to, I think it's Mustafar?
Yes.
To
the volcano planet.
no, it's not that planet. It's
That's
a different one.
Geonosis.
No, that's different too.
It's the bug planet.
That's the bug one, yeah. It's some whatever planet it is that he rides that fucking lizard and he fights Grievous on this planet, whatever it was.
Okay.
Anyway, they go to that planet, and do you remember he's like up on the beams above? Grievous is talking to like all the other generals, like this and this and this and whatever. I just remember thinking, because I actually enjoyed. There's parts of episode 2 I enjoyed where Obi-Wan is like sneaking around and shit.
Yeah.
Those parts aren't bad.
I remember that.
Yeah. And in episode 3, he's infiltrating the space, and it's like, shit, every Sith Lord, everybody is right here.
Like war room.
Yeah, and
plans.
he's above them in this like kind of outside area, and Grievous is talking to all of them, and it's like, shit, what is he going to do up there? And I remember he walks up into the middle of the beam and sees them, and then jumps down into the middle of all of them. Hello there. And that begins the fight. And I just remember thinking, there is no danger here. He saw all the enemies in one place and jumped in and just
started
like
swashbuckling.
I was waiting for how they were going to boil their way out of this. Like, how's he going to get out of here? Is he going to call somebody? Or there was so much drama to be extracted.
Like in a good
But nothing
story,
mattered.
in a good story, he would use his wits to figure out a way to get a bunch of them at once without having to engage them physically.
Or get each one of them out to like
because in a
spring
good
traps or
story,
something.
you use the element of surprise to spring a trap on somebody.
Right.
Where in a bad story, the element of surprise is surprise. Now we fight.
Yeah.
He just jumps into the middle of all of them and goes, "All right, fight me now." Okay.
It's a surprise.
And that was actually what I realized in that moment, why the whole thing died right there. I mean, it was disappointing here and there, whatever, but why I knew it would all be it was not going to work is he does that, and I'm just thinking, yeah, because the only thing anyone's focusing on here is getting everyone in place to be where they are for the episode
Other
4
films,
Yeah.
Like, we're just moving these action figures to the end of the hall.
Yeah, but doesn't that
To get
mean,
to
like,
the-
what's the fucking point? Because we already know, like, I just feel
But-
like that whole thing begs the question of, like, we already know where it ends up, and they
Sure.
already talk about it in the original movie.
Sure, but
so why the fuck do we need to see it?
But
Exactly.
what we've talked about before, and I know we've talked about this, Derek, is prequels are inherently like that, but they can be done in a way that to do them at all, you have to play with expectation.
Yes.
And your memories. Oh, well, I already know he's going to become Darth Vader. Maybe the prequels come out and there isn't an Anakin in any of them. Wait, isn't this supposed to be
who's
about
Darth Vader?
him?
Yeah.
Or maybe Anakin's in them and he hangs out with some guy named Luke Skywalker. Wait, that doesn't look like Luke Skywalker. Mm-hmm. What? Where you're watching 3 movies going, how the fuck does this end with that being Luke? And maybe he dies and they just name a kid after.
Yeah.
Shit where it's just like, I didn't think it
it's
was
like,
gonna...
We all know what's gonna happen to Anakin Skywalker. Episode 1 should have ended with him falling into the fucking lava.
Yeah.
It's like,
dying.
okay, where do we go from here?
Yeah.
You just caught me up to everything I knew about what happened before the original
right.
movies.
Yeah. And it sounds like a weak connection or a weird connection, but you bring up how much you love Resident Evil Remake.
Yes.
And I would say what makes that remake as good as it is exactly what we're talking about. Oh, I've been in this room 1,000 times. Oh, this fucking puddle. Who cares? There's a fucking shark?
Yeah.
That wasn't in it originally.
Yeah.
What the fuck happened? And there were so many moments like that.
The hallway on the right side of the first floor,
Yeah.
where the Cerberus pop through the windows, they don't on Jill's first playthrough.
Oh, yeah?
Until you revisit the mansion. So you're going expecting him to pop out, they don't, and you're
Yeah.
like, oh, I'm clear. And
Yeah.
you run through that hallway
Yeah.
about a dozen more times.
Yeah.
Then, after you go and do all this shit in the guardhouse and then come back to the mansion, the fucking dogs come out of the windows and scare the shit. It caught me again, and I just,
It's playing expectation.
That's what makes it a great remake.
The Cheese Master 4 says Monsters University did that well, and as dumb as that sounds, that's absolutely true.
I didn't
Really?
even think about that.
That movie-
They do.
Really?
The 2 guys
I never saw
who
it.
are, okay, well, you see the first one?
I saw Monsters Inc. Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Sully and,
they're best friends ever.
Yeah.
In this movie, they fucking hate each other.
Oh,
and
really?
The whole movie is them
Oh.
battling each other.
Yeah.
That's the movie.
Oh,
And
that's
it's
really cool. I
and
didn't
then-
know that.
And then
That's-
Randall, the
that's
bad guy in
interesting,
the
yeah.
first one, is like nice, and he's like
Yeah,
a
he's-
roommate.
he's
and
friends
yeah,
with
it's just like, oh, okay, like you just. It was really cool.
Every good story does that.
Yeah, so they did it perfectly with Monsters University. Perfect.
Even in Harry Potter. Oh, Snape was friends with Harry's parents back in the day?
But yeah,
Yeah,
Who
Yeah.
would have thought?
And
true.
even to a degree, The Godfather Part 2. Vito Corleone, head of this family.
Oh, Vito was nobody.
What a life he must have had. And then we finally get a flashback. Wow, they quarantined him? What? He's in Ellis Island? How long was he there? Fuck, dude, this guy's life sucks. What? You know, it completely defies everything you thought that guy to be. And, yeah. So, I think if you know how to write, you know how to do that.
Well,
Or you know you should do that at least. I don't know.
we got the prequels.
There you go.
Yeah.
So yeah,
And
Disney, if you want to redo it, go ahead. You got
It's
permission.
funny that it's 2015. Those movies came out when,
Yeah.
and we can still sit here
15
and just
years ago.
Yeah.
and just bag on them for that
Yeah.
long and still have more to say.
Yeah.
I almost
yeah, it's
appreciate
true
their
history.
existence though for that reason because so many conversations still take place as a result of.
True.
Well,
That's
you know,
what they
like,
did.
That kind of
you, maybe you don't realize this, but it really is cinema history. Because nothing like that had ever happened before, and will probably never happen again.
I think it's a lesson learned.
I think
I agree.
the success of Star Wars to be followed up 30 years later by such abysmal movies is a one-time in history thing. So
Yeah.
yeah, we could talk about it for a long time.
Yeah.
Somebody in the chat said Project Whoosh is absolutely that. Well, thank you.
Thank you.
Oh wow.
You didn't.
Good writers. You guys are
didn't
good
see-
writers.
Thank you.
Well, I gotta
Yeah.
get to
Project Whoosh is like the prequels of Mega 64. You're right.